My name is Nicole and I am a 30-year-old office worker. I have been married to my husband Finn for 3 years and I recently became pregnant. However, my health did not improve at all after the pregnancy, and my mother, who was worried about me, stayed with me for a while to check on me. However, my health showed no sign of improvement, so when I was 8 months pregnant, I decided to return home to my parents' house. To be honest, going back to my parents' home was not something I really wanted to do. My hometown is very rural and quite far from New York, where I live now. And it takes me about an hour just to go to the OB/GYN because I need a car to go to convenience stores and supermarkets in the area. I was a little uncomfortable, thinking that if something were to happen out of the blue, I might not be able to relax. But my husband, Finn, kept asking me, "Why don't you go back to your hometown?" I was a little nervous because my mother has been living in the area for a long time. My husband felt that my mother's constant presence at home was a little bothersome for him. Even though I told him I didn't mind, he said he didn't feel comfortable drinking in front of his wife with his mother-in-law there. He complained that he couldn't relax on the couch when he came home after a long day at work, and that he couldn't watch the TV channels he wanted to watch because he had to be careful. I said, "I don't think your mother would mind, but a little meanly, living with your partner's parents is a bit stressful, isn't it?" And told him I would not live with your mother. For me, I wanted to live in this situation until the birth of my child, but I almost had an imminent miscarriage at one point, and I had no choice but to return to my parents' house. The baby was delivered safely, but my health did not return to normal, and I did not return home until 4 months after returning to my hometown. Home after a long absence. I feel relaxed, after all. I sat on the sofa. Oh, yes, it's so comfortable. And the familiar kitchen. The cooking utensils are arranged to my specifications, so I can move around smoothly. I thought again that this house is much easier for me to live in than my parents' house. The child starts to cry, so I quickly feed her some milk to calm her down. Now, after putting her to bed, I have to organize her clothes and do some other things. Come to think of it, the house is pretty clean even though I've been out of the house for 4 months. I was a little worried that the house might be a mess after he came home, since he had hardly done any housework since we got married. But he seemed to take out the trash every time and cleaned up well. I thought to myself, if she can do it, she can do it. At the same time, I thought of having my husband do the housework since I would be busy raising our child. While I was thinking about this, the kids went to bed and I went to my room to put away my belongings. And the moment I opened the closet, I felt something strange. Didn't I have so few bags? I looked all over the closet, but obviously there were far fewer bags than I had. What happened? And what's more, the ones that are missing are only luxury brand items or limited editions. To my surprise, a bag totaling about 2 million was missing. I searched all over the house in a panic, but could not find it anywhere. But I could not find it anywhere. I called my husband several times to see if he knew anything about it, but he couldn't get through. I was panicking and wondering what was going on when I received a call from my mother. "Did you get home safely?" "Mom, my bags are missing." "What? Did you leave it on the train?" No, my bags are missing from my room. And they're very expensive ones." "What? Are you sure you're not a thief?" Well, I thought so from my mother's advice and decided to call the police. The police then arrived and I explained the situation. The police were searching all over the house, taking fingerprints left in closets and other places. Just as I was talking with the police about various things, my husband came home. What? What's going on? What are the police doing in my house? Oh, Finn, good timing. A lot of my bags were missing. I thought it was probably a burglar, so I called the police. My husband opened his eyes widely and he became angry. Why did you call the police without my permission? I tried to call you thousands of times, but you didn't answer. My husband looked uncomfortable for a moment, then approached the police and said, "Excuse me, it's our house, we'll take care of it, so please leave us alone." What? What are you talking about? A total of about 2 million were stolen. This is totally criminal. I said to the police officers, "Sorry, please continue the investigation as well." The police said, "Okay," and pulled away. Why did you say that? I entered the house and questioned my husband. He said, "I don't want the police to come to my house and neighbors spread rumors about this, don't you?" What? I don't know what you mean. We didn't do anything wrong. What do you care about the old bags like that? It won't bring much money anyway. Oh, come on, I wonder why women are so obsessed with things. What are you talking about? I saved up my wages little by little and finally got a lot of bags. I've been taking good care of them for years, and I'm attached to them. It's not something I can just give away so easily. You wouldn't be so calm if your expensive golf clubs were stolen, wouldn't you? Just like that. Then I realized with a start. I always keep his golf clubs in front of the door where he can easily pick them up. This is because my husband often goes golfing for entertainment. If there really was a burglar, wouldn't he steal the golf clubs, too? Besides, in the living room I keep my rings and accessories on the shelves. How come those things were not stolen and only the bag? When I think about it, a lot of things are fishy. No other rooms were ransacked at all. It seems as if they were targeting that closet from the very beginning. I thought to myself, hey, maybe it wasn't a burglar, and you're the culprit. What? Because it doesn't make sense. How could the house not be ransacked and only the bag in my closet be stolen? I looked at my husband and suddenly a fist flew in front of me. The fist hit me clean in the mouth and I bled from my lip. What? Oh, no. It's your fault. Because you call me like I'm a criminal. What, are you hiding something by hitting me? No, of course not. Well, maybe I should call the police again for assault. I'll call the police again for assault. I'm sorry. I won't hit you again. I'll never hit you again. He said to me looking into my eyes. That's enough, I'm going to bed with the kids. I was so angry that I was going crazy with rage, so I decided to leave the place and calm down a little. Let's wait for the call from the police. Only after that can everything else begin. A few days later, I got a call from the police. They said that the same fingerprints were found not only in the closet, but also on the sheets and pillows on the bed, and everywhere else, including mugs, the dining table, and the chair. Also, we canvassed the neighborhood and got a tip that a strange woman had been in and out of the house. What? So it's unthinkable that this is just theft. Your husband may know something about the situation. Thank you. This all made sense. In other words, my husband had brought a woman into the house while I was back home. When my husband came home from work that day, I questioned him. I got a call from the police that a woman I don't know was in and out of the house. He said, "What do you mean? I don't know anything about that." Maybe that guy was the burglar. A female burglar is rare, but it's possible in this day and age, yes. Well, let's have the police investigate and check the security cameras on the streets around here. What? Then we can pick out the suspicious person, check for fingerprints, and get to the culprit. Then we can have the police arrest her and everything will be fine. Ah. What? Is it a problem for you if they identify the woman who was in the house? No, no. Well, I'll just call the police and tell them. Wait. What? I'm sorry, I'll tell you everything, please don't call the police. With that, my husband awkwardly began to tell me what had happened. My husband had started such a relationship with a junior employee of his company after I went back to my hometown. When I told him I was going home for a drink at work, the adulteress said she wanted to come over to our house. So you simply invited her home? Because you weren't with me the whole time you were pregnant, and you haven't been back home for 4 months. I just needed to have other people around. So why are my bags missing? Well, she wanted it. Every time I saw her, I gave her a bag, and then I realized I had quite a few. That's impossible, you suck. I'm sorry. Call her right now. What? If you don't call me, I'll sue her for theft. Okay. After about an hour, the adulteress came to me. She said, "What on earth are you doing? You called me out of the blue. You give me back my bag." What? Those were gifts from Finn to me. It's mine. Finn has no right to give it to anyone. I don't know anything about that. I'm innocent. Okay, I'll turn you into the police. Wait a minute. Did you hear what I said? I told you I didn't steal anything. But you said you wanted to go through my closet and pick out anything you think is valuable, right? Your fingerprints are all over it. You can't get away with this. Oh, no. Okay, I'll give it back. I'll give it back, just don't turn me into the police. We ended the discussion that day by agreeing that the adulteress would return the bag to me. However, later that day, the number of bags the adulteress brought was clearly less than the number I had. She said, "What do you mean? There must have been more." Well, that's. To my surprise, she had already sold half of them on an internet auction. That's impossible, you'll have to compensate me for the damage you've caused. Oh, no. Shall we go to the police then? Ugh. That's enough. Don't make her suffer. Nicole. I'm sick of you. I'm breaking up with you. I'm going to be with her. Finn. I want to be with you, Finn. What a farce. Ah, I see. Do as you please. But I'll have you pay me alimony. Of course I will. I'll pay you for the bag I sold. So don't get involved with me anymore. Why should I be treated like the one causing trouble? I thought it was stupid, but I wanted to do everything I could to defeat her, so I hired a good lawyer and proceeded with my preparations. At the same time, I also hired a credit agency to do a background check on the adulteress. Then I found out something interesting. To my surprise, she had been dating other guys. Based on the various weapons I had at my disposal, I filed a claim for alimony and child support with my ex-husband. "Here's the alimony you have to pay," the lawyer said. What? 18 million. I'm going to ask you to pay child support in one lump sum, of course. Oh, no. That's a lot of money, don't you think? Oh, I'm also adding alimony for the time you beat me up. You know. If he doesn't pay, I'll file a damage report with the police and send a content certified letter to the company. Please don't do that. That's right, when you work for a big company, image is everything. Oh, and one more thing, that tramp you're remarrying, she's got another guy. What? Also, they're all married, and their wives are suing your wife for alimony. If you include mine, I'm guessing it's about 15 million. Oh, no. She has another man. That's the one, isn't it about money? I left the coffee shop with my ex-husband, who was drooping in shock, by my side, while I stared at him in my mind. After that, he paid me alimony and I got a large sum of money. By the way, it is my groundwork that the adulterous woman is demanding alimony from her wives. I sent the results of the investigation commissioned by the agency to the homes of the men who were having relations with the adulterous woman. I heard that the ex-husband and the adulteress are currently in debt and forced to live a poor life. Because of this situation, they have to endure the cold shoulder from their workplaces about the affair and continue to work so they look older and older due to stress. She says that her ex-husband's company takes his image very seriously, so she can no longer expect him to rise in the ranks. I really feel like it serves them right. Meanwhile, I have returned to work after maternity leave and am working hard as a single mother. I have child support paid and have a decent income, so I don't have to worry about money. I am happy to see my child growing up every day.